Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be sharing a 5-step process to help you strengthen your pull-ups. So I'm going to share with you the 5-step process that I use with my clients. This is to help them better understand how to perform the pull-up and also to build strength for the pull-up. So in the video, we're going to be working on grip strength. That's going to be number 1. Step 2 is we're going to be building scapular strength. Step 3 is we're going to be using isometrics to help us build strength in the top position of the pull-up. Step 4 is we're going to be using eccentrics, because as you know, eccentrics are a great way to build strength in any exercise. Stage 5 is going to be using a resistance band to assist us on the way back up. If you can get all of these stages completed, then you're on your way to performing your first unassisted strict pull-up. I'm actually going to be doing mine on the rings, but this works just as well on the bar. I prefer using the rings because it allows for a greater range of motion in my shoulders, whereas a bar is a fixed position. So in the rings, you can start off with a pronation, overhand grip, and then you're finishing up in a chin-up position if you want. So you're supinating, bringing the palms in, and they're facing your chest. Or you can do like a strict pull-up, where the arms just stay pronated throughout the movement. But either way, working with the rings, although it requires a lot more stability in your core to perform, so it is more tiring, it allows for a lot more movement in the shoulders. So if you've got a restriction in mobility, I prefer using the rings. So step 1, we're going to do a dead hang, so it's completely relaxed through the shoulders, letting the scapula come up towards our ears. So make sure you're getting a full grip. We don't want to start building strength on the rings with a weak grip where we're holding on with our fingertips. We actually want a full grip. Okay, so really strong, get the whole hand around it. Doesn't matter whether it's the bar or the rings, doesn't matter whether it's a thin or fat grip, try and grip it fully, really build strength in those forearms. So what we're gonna do with the hang is just gonna get comfortable in this position, and we're gonna work our way up to get 30 seconds hang on the rings before you even start attempting to do anything with your scapula in step 2. So for step 2, we're gonna be working on the scapula now. So step 1, we were in a dead hang position, scapula was relaxed. We're now gonna think about more activity going on in the scapula. So we're actually gonna be retracting and depressing the scapula. So we're gonna do scapular pull-ups. So what I want you to do is I want you to start off in that dead hang position, okay? And then the way I like to cue this exercise is that you're pulling your chest up to face the rings of the bar. So you can see to do this, I'm not bending my elbows, they're staying completely locked out. I'm just using the muscles in my upper back, pulling my scapular blades down and back as much as I can. And I'm gonna perform 10 reps, and I'm gonna do 3 sets. When you're doing your scapular pull-ups, you also want to be able to demonstrate that you can actually hold an active hang. So an active hang is basically the top of this scapular pull-up, okay? Retracting and depressing the scapular blades and holding that position. It doesn't have to be a 30-second hang, but you just want to make sure that you have the strength in that area of your scapula to hold that position. Step 3, we're going to be using the isometrics. This is going to be in the top position. A lot of people will go from this stage now, they'll just try doing a hang and trying to pull themselves up and get a pull-up, and they just can't do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build strength in the top position to begin with. Just make sure we're comfortable up there. So to do this, maybe you want to step on something, or you can jump up into position, but at the top of the pull-up or the chin-up, I want you to make sure that your scapula are retracted and they're depressed, okay? Think about bringing your chest to the bar. If you can only get 10 seconds up there, then just do sets of 10 seconds. If you think you can hold it at the top for 30 seconds, you can do that for 3 sets, you're more than ready to move on to the next step. Step 4, we're going to be using the eccentrics. As I mentioned in the beginning, you can actually load the muscle more using eccentrics. This is why it's a lot easier to control it from the top position down to the bottom, whereas when you try to pull from the bottom to the top, it's a lot harder because we're a lot weaker concentrically, okay? So we're going to use this to our advantage. We're going to start off in the top position. Again, scapula's depressed and retracted. I'm going to slowly control it down to full lockout. So all the way down. You're going to do that on every single rep. Once you're comfortably completing your eccentrics and you're getting like 6 reps on each set, 3 sets, you feel quite controlled, you can move on. Step 5, we're going to be doing the concentric phase, pulling ourselves up. So this is the actual pull up. It's going to be hard to go straight into a pull up. And even if you can get one pull up now, getting one pull up isn't a good way to strengthen your pull ups. If you only ever hit one at a time, how are you ever going to get stronger? We need a little bit of assistance, and this is why I like to use the resistance band. It helps you a lot at the bottom, which is where we need that help right now. Very little at the top, which is where you've got lots of strength because you've been doing all the other stages. So you're just going to set your band up on your bar or on your ring, whatever it is. I'm using the rings. Loop it around. Use an appropriate resistance. If it's too thick, it's going to help you too much. If it's too thin, it's not going to help enough. So we're just going to loop our foot through, starting in a dead hang, scapula retracted and depressed, and then pulling up to that top position and back down. I don't want you rushing through this. I don't want you going too quickly when you're doing this. I still want you to think about that slow and controlled on the way down. Not too slow, 3 seconds on the way down. Get 8 reps, 1 minute's rest, and do 3 sets. Treat this like any sort of strength hypertrophy set. As you start progressing on this and that you notice that that band really isn't helping you all that much, you don't really need it, then start going down with thinner bands if you have that option. If not, you can lose a band and you can do the full pull-ups now, hopefully. You can do this alongside your eccentrics. So you can actually do a couple of sets of eccentrics, and you can use your resistance band for another few sets and do your full pull-ups. Combining these is a really good way to work on your pull-ups and build strength. Hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, please subscribe and let me know in the comments what you would like us to cover in future videos.